The Golden State Warriors are in the playoffs, yes, after a 121-116 victory over the Memphis Grizzlies. Our Golden State Warriors are in the playoffs, and they start the playoffs Sunday versus the Houston Rockets. Should be going, hey, let's break it down. Let's talk about that latest Grizzlies game that just ended, that latest Warriors versus Grizzlies game. What stood out, this is just going to be the omelet. No notes or anything like that. Just looking at the box score. What a game, by the way. Great back and forth game. Warriors came out, early lead for the Warriors. Memphis comes back. Just about that. So the Warriors did get off to an early lead, right? The Warriors still, they haven't been able to do it consistently throughout the year, but oh my gosh. The day that the Warriors are able to get stops consistently, they win. That's it. It's over. They'll win the championship. They'll win it all. Larry O'Brien. It will be the Warriors again. It will be another Bay Area, victory parade. But they're not playing consistent defense. And it's incredibly hard. And here's a couple things. Personnel. The Warriors just aren't big. Quinten Post did a good job, but when we look, gosh, size has perennially killed the Warriors. And I get what you're going to say. You're going to say, C-Train. The Warriors play these bigs off the court. The Warriors use these bigs against them. Well, what happened then with the Clippers? Because that didn't happen. Their big, Zubac, just walked all over the Warriors, and the Warriors lost, right? So let's go over it. Let's see what happened. Zach Edey had 14 points, 17 boards, but they held him right to 4 for 11 from the field. Same with Jaren Jackson Jr. So when we do look at this, when we look at what the Warriors were able to do, is the Warriors were at least able to shut down the efficiency of Memphis big men inside. So look, I stand corrected. The Warriors, you're an oak. That is that's a little Tombstone reference if anybody's seen that movie. Rest in peace, Mr. Val Kilmer, by the way. But when I'm looking at the box score again, I'm looking a little bit. So when we look, it's like Memphis shot 46% from beyond the arc. I think that a majority of the reason why they shot so well is because the Warriors had to really condense their defense on those Grizzlies bigs. No problem, not necessarily a problem, but it becomes an issue if you're against a good three-point shooting team or even a decent one. And I don't even know if Memphis are or not, but that's the thing, is that the Warriors' lack of size means that they really condense into the key whenever bigs get it, right? Zubac, for example, was being double-teamed right off the bat. I remember Draymond was on him, and Podziemski came to double-team literally right off the bat. So, if you're giving away warm-up threes to the opponent, that's just never good. It's a little bit of an indication, right? The Clippers, I believe, had a pretty good three-point percentage against the Warriors, and now the Grizzlies the Warriors need to hold their own inside, and also the point of attack defense isn't there, right? So there's a lot of dribble penetration and then they kick it back outside. And the Rockets are going to be good at that in the next round, right? They have Van Vliet can do a little bit of a dribble penetration, and they just do a good job of Van Vliet or Jalen Green penetrating, kicking it out to the likes of Jabari Smith, right? Who is a really good, I don't actually know if he's a great three-point shooter. He's really good against the Warriors though, isn't he? He's killed the Warriors multiple times, Jabari Smith. So, but what I really liked about this, the Warriors forced some turnovers, and that is going to be key. So the downside, the Warriors weren't able to retain their lead, and that's a lot because they didn't get the stops. The upside, the Warriors were good enough on defense. They were able to turn Memphis over 19 times. That's great. That is great. When we look at steals, Draymond 3 steals, Jimmy Butler 3 steals, right? Podziemski 2 steals. We're loving that. We're loving that because those are all defense leads to offense. A lot of those steals can lead to easy buckets on the other end. We love that if we're Warriors fans. We need more of it. And who's going to give us that energy? Who's going to give the Warriors that energy off of the bench? And real quick, because I'm not going to make this super long. It was a really hard fought game, right? Real quick, the Kuminga thing. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Steve Kerr's probably talking about him right now in his post-game press conference, but I'm choosing to do this real quick. That stinks that if you look at my last video, I simply looked at Jonathan Kuminga's stats, and they're just damning of him. They are putrid. Like 30%, like 44% from the field, 30% from beyond the arc, 66% from the free throw line, and he's not playing defense. And it's like, y'all, you see how he's been benched. He's not playing the last 2 games. And when he got benched after the first game, I was literally like, hey, I bet he's going to put something on Instagram of him like shooting baskets after, and he did, right? Or I don't know if he put it on, but it was like Jonathan Kuminga getting up shots afterwards. It's like, I get that. Hey, praise be to JK for getting up shots after, and for that to be recorded. Many players get up shots after, and I get it. I get the point of that and whatnot, but that's the worst thing that's like, the fact that Jonathan Kuminga thinks that, I get that it's just symbolism for Kuminga. I get it, but it's like, the dude, he's shooting poorly anyways, but if he were a good defender, this whole thing would be for nothing. If Jonathan Kuminga only committed his heart half as much to defense as he seemingly does to offense, which he's not even good at, the Warriors would win it all. They'd win it all this year. If right now Jonathan Kuminga got this, went to Coach Kerr, owner Joe Lacob, the team said, look, I saw C-Train's video, and look, I haven't been trying on defense. Instead of just mirroring and sliding on defense, I do take the wrong angles. I try to take the wrong angles so that I can bait the offense into making a mistake, and then I foul. If he would actually just admit that and then just like play good defense, this whole thing would be over. The Warriors would win the championship. They have the tools right now, even at the 7th seed. It's probably never been done before. They can do it this season, but I don't know if they can do it without with all the hoopla that's happened, sort of with the Jonathan Kuminga, because the Warriors were missing. They didn't miss Jonathan Kuminga, in my opinion, in their win today. What I believe they missed is a salary slot and an allotment of training time for a number 7 to 8 to 9 player, a successful rotation player, 7, 8, or 9. Because Jonathan Kuminga, if anything this season for the Warriors, was that. He was a rotation piece, and now he is completely out of it. That's devastating, honestly. That stinks, and that's just a loss all around, because it's like, I love Kuminga, and I just wish that he committed to defense. Again, if Jonathan Kuminga committed to defense even a tenth as much as he cares about offense, he'd be an all-defensive team player, he'd sign a max contract, and the Warriors would win the championship. They'd be favorites next season, and all the ones beyond. I mean, that's what they're missing. They're missing like a link defensive stopper and a guy with range. And honestly, I'll just take the stopper and we'll roll with that. But Kuminga can't even offer that. I'm done. I'm done with that, because this is supposed to be a celebration of the Warriors making the playoffs. Jimmy Butler, Mr. Jimmy Butler III, 38 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals. Dang, 18 free throws. I love it. There's nothing wrong about Jimmy Butler's play today. I love it. Only 2 turnovers. The fact that he handled the ball a good amount. Jimmy Butler, in my opinion, game ball goes to the Warriors' big 3, right? Steph, Jimmy, and Dre. Dre, Steph, and Jimmy. Jimmy, Steph, and Dre. All of them. All of the combinations, right? Steph had 37, 8, and 4. Only 1 turnover for Steph. One more time, only 1 turnover for Stephen Curry. That's amazing. But the thing is like this rest, so the Warriors have until Sunday, so they have a few days off, couldn't come at a better time. The Warriors need to really reassess a lot of things, mainly pertaining to their rotation. So right now, I would say, and this is just, I'm freestyling this right now, I would say that the Warriors' playoff rotation would be something like Podziemski, Moses Moody, Steph, of course, Jimmy Butler, Draymond. Then I think you're going to go with GP2 off the bench. That's 6. Usually you cut it to 8 or 9 men, right? Quinten Post for the size and the look, 7. You're going to go for Gui Santos and Buddy Hield, and I think that that's going to be it. I think that Kevon Looney will only be there in spot duty. And oh my gosh, they need him. The Warriors need Kevon Looney, but he showed no lift. It's like he just has issues sometimes with okay, here's what it is. I think that when Kevon Looney isn't perfectly positioned, when his positioning isn't on point, with which he's one of the best in the league at big man, at being properly positioned, right? When he isn't, though, it's over for Kevon Looney. There's no wiggle room because he does not have the athleticism nor the size, right, to keep up. So it was tough because Looney at times had positioning and had everything on the likes of Edie, and Edie just took it right off of Looney's hands. So praise this team, though. If there was a message I could give to Dub Nation right now from C-Train Station, it's enjoy this. Enjoy this little run. Enjoy this playoff, however long it lasts. Enjoy the playoffs. Enjoy having Steph in the playoffs. It's gonna get super intense with Houston, right? Ime Udoka's got it out against the Warriors since they took everything from him and more. Houston's always sort of didn't they audit the Warriors? They did. Daryl Morey audited the Warriors in the playoff games for the referees and the officiating years ago when he was the general manager of the Rockets. But this is going to be a really good series. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm really looking forward to some things that I'm looking forward to Steph and Jimmy and Dre finally. They get their big stage. Steph gets to dance, right? We at least got Steph to the dance. Let's see how far they can go now that they're in. But I'm really excited for the likes of Moses Moody, Brandin Podziemski, Gui Santos, and Quinten Post, for those young guys to get rewarded with what I hope to be a little bit of playing time in the playoffs. Hopefully, I think that they've been able to successfully carve out rotation roles in the rotation, like Quinten Post, stretch big, great at rebounding, provide size. Gui Santos, energy. Podziemski and Moody have now, they're starters, and the Warriors have a great record at when they're starters. So excited to see sort of the older players just give it another round, right? Another round. But I'm really excited to see if these young guys, or which one of these young guys really steps up. I could see Podziemski just having a huge impact in this series. I could see Moses Moody, if he can just hit a few of those corner threes, just doing the damage, and the Warriors sort of really implementing their style again. I think that with the rotation issues with with Kuminga, with the trade for Jimmy Butler, he's still incorporating into the team, right? The Warriors aren't as fluid of a machine, and it's too late. There's no more time, and they got to go for it. And I think that the Warriors will have a much better chance at any of this if they can really get things down defensively, if they can learn what gets the stops against Houston, repeat that, and then really just duplicate that success. I think that I think I've said this before. I think the Warriors can win it all this year. They're way up against it. I never count Steph and Curry out of anything. I hope they get the rest. And Dubs fans, appreciate this. Maybe celebrate a little bit tonight because the Warriors are in the playoffs and we're still having fun in this NBA season. All right, so what Warriors player in the comments, please, after you subscribed and liked and done, in the comments, tell me, what Golden State Warrior are you most looking forward to this in the playoff series? Looking forward to watch this playoff series against Houston. It can be Steph. For me, it's probably Steph because of the whole Ime Udoka thing. But also, I'm really rooting, and I hope that Brandin Podziemski just continues the success that he had in the regular season, carries it over in the postseason, and we're rolling. and we're rolling because we think we can, we think we can, we think we can. And for your Golden State Warriors content, like, subscribe, follow to C-Train Station. Woo woo. See you next time. I'm out.